Welcome to another edition of Mulligan Speakers International MSI Showcase. I'm Diane Mulligan, president of Mulligan Speakers International. And once a week, we invite our speakers to give their thoughts on timely topics. This is a way for you, the meeting planner, to really get more of an idea about our speakers, their passions, and their excellent abilities to integrate your top concerns into their specific areas of expertise. We hope you enjoy this discussion. And today, we're talking with Simon T. Bailey. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Diane. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So, Simon, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what kind of topics you talk about. What's your passion?
My passion is I aspire to inspire 7 billion people on the planet to find their passion and to release their brilliance. That's what I do.
I love that. And today we're going to talk about doing that in a sustainable way, because sustainability is now a part of meeting planning, and how you as a meeting planner are really integrating this topic into your meetings, and how we are helping you by having speakers who are really going to integrate the topic into their speeches. It's interesting because according to the EIBTM 2010 Industry Trends and Market Share Report, quote, being green is now generally assumed, but for certain segments such as federal and state government, it is required. Simon, I know that you recently blogged about this topic, and you talked about Santa Monica. Can you give me a little bit about what you were talking about?
Yeah, most recently, the Santa Monica's Convention and Visitors Bureau was exhibiting at the MPI World Congress. And one of the things they did, they partnered with all their hotels and various members who would be going to the show with them. And they said, what can we do that's fresh and different and a little bit out of the norm? So they decided to say, why don't we give back to an organization that is already doing good in the world? So for every meeting planner that came by to see them, instead of having the normal trade show booth, they said, let's put up a wall, and for every client that posts their business card on there, Santa Monica will make a donation to a nonprofit organization. And that's exactly what they did. They ended up raising $12,000. It was the talk of the MPI show because it was totally fresh, it was out of the box, and it was different. And I think that's just a creative way to just vuja day how you go about making a bigger difference in the world.
Explain a little bit about vuja day for anyone who's not heard that term.
Yeah, vuja day is the ability to see what everybody else sees, but to understand it differently, or to see it for the first time, or to flip it. So if deja vu has been there, done that, got the t-shirt, vuja day is let's do something fresh and different and see it for the first time.
And that's really what you do with your speeches. And so if we're talking about the importance of sustainability to a meeting planner, and they say to you, can you integrate this into your speech? Obviously, you're going to be the king at doing that, but tell us how you would go about it.
Well, the first thing I would do, instead of just take a normal speech that's very deja vu, I'm going to vuja day it and say, what are some of the sustainable examples that already exist in your organization? And how do we highlight some of those examples in my content, in my speech? And I begin to say, this department is doing this particular person did that, and here's the overall net benefit for the organization. And so what that does, it says to the audience that I've done my homework, they connect with it, but it also provides the aha or the epiphany or the eureka moment when they say, oh, wait, why aren't we doing that in our department? Here's what this department is doing from a sustainability measure, an opportunity. And what it does, it creates this momentum to get everybody focused on wow. So it's not just about me, the presenter, saying, here's what you did, but it's really getting minds to shift to say, how can we brilliantly implement sustainability throughout the entire footprint of the organization?
And you're so brilliant at doing that, I have to tell you. But I get the feeling you really like that type of a challenge. Is that right?
Totally. It causes me to stretch, but it also moves me out of just being a speaker to really being a trusted business advisor with the organization and with the customer, and to make sure that they look good. And basically, I become a facilitator of a discussion and of content, not just the person that's giving a speech. And that moves me into a higher category because long term, we want to build relationships with our customers. And so customization and tailoring stretches my mind because, when the brain is stretched, it grows. But when you're just kind of doing the same old, you just stay in a routine, and that's very boring, and it's very status quo, and it's so 90s,
And it's so not you. And I'm so glad that we get to work together. So thank you so much, Simon Bailey. I'm so glad to talk to you today about sustainability. Simon is just an example of one of our great speakers who really do bring speeches that are fresh and alive and can integrate your concerns into those speeches so well that they're going to transform your audiences. These audiences are going to be talking about these speeches long after your meeting or convention, and that's our goal. I know it's yours too. Thanks so much for watching us today, and have a wonderful one. Bye-bye.